Hey everyone, it's Julie. A few years ago, we produced a podcast called Looking Within. You can still find it where you find your favorite podcasts, but we haven't made a new episode for a while. But today, as I was thinking about something to share with you, one of the episodes occurred to me, one of the final episodes of the 100 that we had made. And I find it helpful as I think about our world now and challenging times that we go through globally and how we can make a difference, even in small ways. So let me share that episode with you. If I asked you to identify a person or persons in your life, and for extra credit, someone not in your family or friend group, someone who makes you feel a little more joy-filled and a little more loved, can you think of someone? I have two people in mind. One is a woman in the payment booth of my local medical clinic parking ramp. Her facial expressions as she takes your ticket and money, the light in her eyes, her kind smile, and the sound of her voice as she shares in a bit of conversation are enough to make me drive away smiling, feeling a bit lighter in heart and cared for. The other person works at a gas station, convenience store near my workplace. Sometimes I stop in there not only to get a sandwich for my lunch, but just to talk to her, to ask about her family, but also to be smiled at and greeted with interest and welcome. Now I realize that customer service issues may be at play for both of those women, but I think it's more than that. They are just people who convey love and care in the simplest of moments. Life just seems a little brighter and happier in their presence, in just a moment's time. We are all on a collective journey through a challenging time in history. One can feel quite overwhelmed and helpless in how to be of help. But we each have a role to play in our corner of the world. As author Sherry Dew says, quote, "Do we realize the power we have to bless and heal and soothe and urge each other forward?" End quote. I have a good friend who views this similarly. He told me once, "I think I'm letting God change me, and then letting that changed person influence the world rather than change it." That's helpful. It breaks things down into something more manageable. Just when I feel helpless to contribute to any noticeable change in the world, it's words like these that remind me that as my inner self is transformed by God, my presence can influence and make a difference in the world, if only in small ways. I think that's what I've witnessed through the two women I mentioned earlier. Being a conduit of God's love and presence enables love and compassion to flow out from us like the ripples on a pond after a stone is thrown in. The effect of our presence reaches further than we might think and is a way to be of help in the world. And the world so needs our love and compassion, even in the small doses that happen in the simplest of moments. The Dalai Lama spoke to this when he said, quote, "We can let the circumstances of our lives harden us so that we become increasingly resentful and afraid. Or we can let them soften us and make us kinder. You always have the choice." End quote. And Jesus, well, he was the master of taking advantage of every moment and encounter. Human suffering and the variety of needs of those who sought him out never made him withdraw. His heart softened in love, and his presence brought healing and health, optimism, and new life. And this same Spirit of Christ lives in us as well. Today, may you and I be encouraged in the role we play in our corner of the world. As helpless as we might feel to make even a dent in humanity's challenges, it is a first wonderful step to let our hearts soften in love. See the blessing, healing, soothing, and urging each other forward that Sherry Dew wrote about as a call to action for each of us. We can be a conduit of a relationship and love that flows from Christ to us, to others. Love needs only the simplest of moments to change someone's day or to change the world. Those words fire me up and encourage me and kind of release some pressure on, I think I need to do more. But no, just in the simplest of moments that we can share love and compassion and companionship on the journey with others. Thanks as always for listening, for being with us here in the Looking Within Center through these posts, and great blessings on your journey.